Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Broken Sword 2, The Smoking Mirror. We are in the marketplace in Quaramonte, and we have just been into tourist information. Spectacularly unhelpful in there, some sort of corruption going on. But Oubier is here, and so is Duane, so we're gonna talk to both of them and see if we can work anything out. Here we go.
Professor Oubier?
Yes? Who are you?
My name is Stobbart. George Stobbart.
Bond, James Bond.
Familiar? Remember me, George? Duane Henderson.
Of course.
Hi, Duane. Just a moment. I have a few questions to ask the professor here.
Okay, let's start off with Karzac.
Does the name Karzac mean anything to you?
Yes, I know him. In fact, if it wasn't for Karzac, I wouldn't be here.
What?
He's financing my expedition.
Well, I thought it was probably going to be something like that. Maybe he doesn't know who he's working with.
Tell me about your wife, Professor.
Please, I don't want to talk about her.
Okay. Okay, let's not do that yet.
Maybe you don't, but I do. Why was she known as the Little Dachshund?
It was just a silly pet name I used to call her. Somehow some damned reporter found out.
Huh, okay.
What do you know about my girlfriend's abduction?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was invited to your mansion in Paris.
Not by me, she wasn't. I haven't been home for nearly 7 months.
So, he didn't know anything about it.
Have you ever employed a Central American butler or servant?
I've never employed any kind of servant, monsieur.
Interesting. Dog biscuit? Just to change up the mood?
No, thank you.
You should, they're good.
Someone's going to eat it. This, I'm telling you now.
Can't there enough of these things?
This is the new hand zapping thing. Someone is going to go for it.
Can you tell me anything about this stone?
Where did you get that?
That's my business.
How much do you want for it?
It's not for sale.
I feel like we can... it might seem stupid showing this to everyone, but I feel like we can risk the danger, right?
Can you identify this statue, Professor?
It's weird that he never actually holds it.
Tezcatlipoca, the Lord of Darkness.
A Central American god, right?
A supreme deity. Tezcatlipoca means literally smoking mirror.
Huh.
You see the mirror shield in his left hand? The Mayans believed he could look into the mirror and see into the hearts of men. He was the wind which came howling in the night in search of victims, and victims they gave him by the thousand.
Human sacrifices?
Men, women, children, animals, anything that bled.
Wow.
The steps of his temple ran red with the blood of sacrifices. The Mayans have a legend that says he'll return one day. I hope I'm not around to see it.
Likewise, that sounds gross. Let's ask about Condor.
Do you see this label?
Yes. It refers to a company named Condor. What of it?
I traced that company here to Quaramonte. Do you know where I can find the offices of Condor Transglobal?
The company no longer exists. They went bankrupt recently.
Oh. Wasn't expecting that.
I have proof that you are directly involved with Condor.
I used them as shippers to transport artifacts to a gallery in Paris. Beyond that, I have no connection with the company, which, as I said, no longer exists.
The more we talk to him, the more I'm convinced that he actually doesn't know the type of people he's in business with.
Do you know anything about this eclipse, Professor?
Of course. It's not the reason I'm here in Quaramonte, but I'm looking forward to seeing it all the same.
Okay, so he knows about it.
What's your interest in the eclipse, Professor?
Oh, it's purely a layman's curiosity. History is my subject, not astronomy. But I've been fascinated by the movements of the heavenly bodies since I was a child. I wouldn't miss a total eclipse for the world.
Okay.
Does the eclipse have some special significance for you?
From me? No. For the ancient Mayans, it marked the end of the Fifth Age.
Perhaps we should be celebrating.
Ah, no. The end of each age heralds destruction on a global scale. The fifth is the final age, ending in the total destruction of the Earth.
Oh, is this like the end of the Mayan calendar, which happened back when, was it 2012? I've forgotten now, when everyone said the world was going to end. Is that the end of the Fifth Age?
Take a look at this, Professor. What have you got to say about that?
Where did you get this?
Never mind that. How do you explain these withdrawals?
I left my financial affairs in the hands of my secretary.
Including the withdrawal of funds in cash from your personal account?
I trust Gwyneth implicitly.
And why Marseille? Why the very place my girlfriend was taken?
That's obvious, Stobbart. We are both the victims of the same devious plot.
Does seem that way.
Plot.
I have no idea.
We're gonna have to uncover the plot, I'm sure. Alright, well, Duane, how are you, buddy? Let's ask him.
Are you still working for... you know who?
Who's that, George? You know I'm retired.
Oh, nothing. Forget it. I confused you with somebody else.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Do you now?
Do you think the general was involved with Condor?
Hell no. And if he's a general, I'm a Buddhist. No, that fella's just a mouthpiece for the real power in Quaramonte.
Oh? And who would that be?
So the general is nothing but a puppet?
He's like Pinocchio before he met the Blue Rinse Fairy. Strictly strings and wood.
Who's pulling
Interesting.
the strings?
His mother. Better known as La Presidenta, the dictator.
Ooh, okay.
Does the name Karzac mean anything to you?
Sounds like a comic book villain to me, son.
He's the man behind Condor, and the rat who kidnapped Nico.
You know, the first time I met you, I was deeply impressed with your naive simplicity. I said to Pearl, if we ever had kids, I would have wanted a boy like George.
Oh, that's nice.
But I underestimated you, son.
Did you know that traditional music is illegal in Quaramonte?
Is that so? Seems reasonable to me.
No, really. The leader of the band in the square has been in prison just because of the music he played.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that fella, Miguel, he's an agitator.
Huh. Tell us more?
What's the real reason the musician was in prison?
Handed out subversive literature at the mines. That so-called general was waiting for Miguel when he got back into town.
Interesting.
Marched him off to jail at gunpoint on a charge of inciting a riot.
Right, so it's not what we were told then.
I spoke to Pearl earlier.
Yeah? Did she mention that we had a kind of falling out?
Yes, she did.
Yep.
She'll get over it.
If you say so.
Did you drive all the way down here?
Hell no. Pearl did the driving while I followed the maps. The way she handled the wheel, you'd think she'd been trucking half her life.
What's in the truck, Duane?
Oh, just camping equipment. Sleeping bags and tents. Me and Pearl always hankered after a taste of the great outdoors.
Aren't you worried about camping out in the tropical jungle?
We had a trial run in West Virginia. This'll be a breeze in comparison.
I don't think that's right. Dog
Would
biscuit?
You like a biscuit, Duane?
Oh no, those gourmet dog snacks bring me out in a raft.
He has
You've
tried
tried
them
it?
before.
They were on special offer. Pearl bought a whole crate. When I asked her if she was thinking of keeping a dog too, she just laughed.
Oh my god.
Would you like to borrow my lucky piece of coal, Duane?
What's so lucky about it?
Well, we made it to Quaramonte in one piece.
When you've been here a few days, you won't look on that as luck.
I'll take your word for it.
Do you know anything about a shipping company called Condor Transglobal?
I never heard of it, son.
Okay. You want some panties?
What do you think of these panties, Duane?
Lord, hot stuff, George. You buy those for your girl?
No, a guy we knew in Paris bought them for her.
Oh, you're a threesome then.
George's face.
Why are you looking at me like that, George?
Forget it.
I think you offended him, Duane. He doesn't like Lobino. He hates him. Okay, what's over here? Nothing. We can talk to this man. I wonder if we can go around this way. Oh yeah, we can.
Hi, I'm George Stobbart.
Oh, okay.
What can you tell me about the mining company?
The general closed down one of their mines after the explosion. Lots of folks lost their lives. I was lucky. I only lost my legs.
Doesn't sound particularly lucky. I suppose he's still
Tell me
alive,
anything about
but
this stone?
That's obsidian. It's a volcanic rock which has cooled so fast that...
Yeah. Look, I'm not interested in geology.
You're not. I suppose you want to know about the carved picture on it.
That's right.
Then the guy you should talk to is the professor. He's over there, talking to the bozo in the truck.
Right, okay. So, I mean, we did
Do you
try
know what
that.
this statue represents?
Should do. I used to carve things like that to sell to tourists. But it scared people around here, so I stopped.
That's interesting. Know about Condor?
Do you recognize the design on this label?
Why, sure. That's the Condor Transglobal Shipping Company logo.
Do they have an office in Quaramonte?
No, but they ship out from here.
That's what I thought.
Well, it's looking more and more like they're
Did you
here
see the
somewhere.
ship with the Condor flag?
No.
But the dock is just the other side of the square.
Might as well be the other side of the moon.
Really?
Have you heard about the eclipse of the sun?
Sure, I'm having a party to celebrate it. Drop by.
Really?
Sure. Plenty of food, plenty of wine, and everyone's invited, except the general.
Yeah, nobody likes the general.
Why don't you want the general at your party?
Because if he comes, he'll bring those damned music albums from the 70s.
I take an exception to that because 70s music was great. I'm going to say it. 70s music was great. I love 70s music. You're not
What
my
do you think
friend.
of these panties?
Awesome. You wear them?
No, someone sent them to my girlfriend.
Thoughtful.
That's one way of putting it, I suppose. Right, let's hang on. Let's see if we can talk to Oubier more about this stone then, and if then we'll go around this way. I'm guessing we might have to try and get this guy out of prison somehow.
I had nothing else to ask him just then.
Okay, so we have nothing else to ask him. Is there anything we could maybe put through the window? Doesn't look like it. Wonder if we could put something through the window to wake up the guy on the floor. But apparently it doesn't look like we can. So let's head around this corner, see if there's anything around here. I'm guessing it might just loop around to the other side of the market rather than take us to a new screen. Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it? Okay. Well, did we speak to this man? I think we did, didn't we? Let's see. And then maybe we'll talk to Pearl again to see if she can give us any more information.
Do you have crabs?
No, only fish.
Only fish, alright.
Nice fish.
Thanks.
If by some remote chance I ever need a fish, I'll be back.
Yeah, I'm guessing we don't need a fish.
Do you recognize this statue?
Si, senor. It is very, very bad luck. That is Tezcatlipoca, Night Hunter.
I know, but I don't believe in luck, good or bad.
You may not now, but you will.
The guy looked scared out of his wits.
Go away.
Yeah, he really didn't like that, did he? Okay, Pearl. Ah, we can ask
Have you
more.
met the guy who calls himself the General?
No, I haven't. Is he a real general?
I guess so. He wears a lot of medals on his chest. The wrong side of his chest. At least for any army I'd ever seen.
Yeah. Okay, let's ask about the truck.
You drove all the way to Quaramonte. In a truck.
That's right. You would not believe the state of some of those roads. It makes me downright sad to think there's still some places you can't reach in an automobile.
No, that's a good
Saying
thing.
You'd think there'd be decent highways just about anywhere folk choose to go.
Catch you later, Pearl.
I mean, there are, but come on, we want some places where you have to walk up to and things. You don't need roads absolutely everywhere. Nico, you got any ideas? Things we can do?
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
Okay, no. Can we maybe talk to them up here about the guy in the prison? Because Duane said that he kicked off at the mine, didn't he? So maybe the mine company can tell us a little bit about that? There we go. It's quite difficult to click on him without clicking to leave.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the guy.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else that we would want to ask to Conchita? Oh, there is. Okay.
Can you tell me about the accident at the mine?
Accident? It was sabotage. Somebody wanted my mine closed down for good.
Do
Interesting.
you have any evidence that the mine was sabotaged?
Not yet, but I'll get to the bottom of it. There'd been trouble at that mine for several months. The workforce was getting smaller every day. Someone had started a rumor among the men that the mine was cursed. Now the entire operation has been closed down.
There's definitely something at the mining site, isn't there? They've like found an artifact or something.
Where's the site of the mine?
Several days upriver at a remote area known as Teoculcan.
Ah, we've got a location now.
Do you know Professor Oubier?
Yes. I understand he is about to embark on an archaeological expedition. He hired some equipment from me earlier today.
I overheard him talking to the general. I think they're working together.
What? If I'd known that, I wouldn't have hired out the equipment. Now, why would the general be interested in an archaeologist?
Exactly. Suspicious. It's suspicious, I tell you. Alright then guys, well we're out of time, so we're going to have to try and figure out what to do next time, I guess. Maybe we can get Duane to take us to the dig site, the mining site, dig site, whatever we want to call it, using his truck or something, perhaps, I don't know. But we'll leave it there. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, and Barry Aldridge for all the support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.